Well, as we stay in touch today, I want to introduce you to a pastor from Coquitlam, BC, who's also the director of a unique national organization called Canada Celebrates Israel. Giulio Gabeli, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ron. It's great to be with you today.
Giulio, first of all, just kind of explain what Canada Celebrates Israel is all about.
Well, Canada Celebrates Israel Network is actually a network of Canadian Jews and Christians representing a number of organizations that actually love the land and the people of Israel. Obviously, our heart is to share our biblical values together, and our desire is to promote cooperation and collaboration between Jews and Christians in a Canadian context, especially to promote the land of Israel and to call Christians and Jews to walk together to the land of Israel.
And in a moment, we'll have some information about an actual tour where you're physically planning to do that. But
yes,
in other ways,
right.
what are other ways of cooperation that you see here in Canada between Jews and Christians?
Well, just recently, we've come together, a number of organizations representatively, to discuss and share our values together and to strategize together how we can combat, for example, anti-Semitism on the university campuses, in the media as well, unfortunately, and obviously to pursue a strong advocacy for the State of Israel, because we recognize that so much is happening today, especially in the UN Forum, the recent Palestinian bid for statehood, trying to bypass the regular peace accords with the State of Israel. So here we are, we find ourselves recognizing the value of raising a collective voice to encourage our Canadian government to take the stand with Israel, especially in this very, very critical time. And that is one of the things that we do. But the purpose behind it is to promote cooperation and collaboration between the Canadian Jewish community and the Canadian Christian community.
Now, Giulio, you're a busy pastor. I'm sure there's
Yes.
a lots taking your time and pulling at your schedule. Why do you feel it's so important for you to be involved in this?
Well, the very first thing that I think is important for me to mention is that I recognize the role and the place of Israel. Very clearly, the Bible says that those that bless Israel will be blessed. And so as a Canadian Christian, as a Canadian pastor, I recognize the mandate that we have to call the Christian church to understand the place and the role of Israel and the importance of blessing Israel, especially at this time. And quite frankly, Jerusalem, as we understand today, the challenges that face the city of Jerusalem, whether it's politically, economically, geographically at this time, it is so critical that we understand that Jesus said Jerusalem is the city of the great King. That's what the Bible says. And so we want to take that opportunity to raise our voice, to declare that it's time for the Christian church to stand with Israel, even when the nations of the world turn against her.
There are a number of organizations that you have helped to bring together in this effort. What are some of the Canadian ones that are helping?
Well, specifically, a number of organizations, Christian Canadian organizations, would be Bridges for Peace, International Christian Embassy Jerusalem, For Zion's Sake, Return Ministries, Christians for Israel, as well as some of the Jewish, I should add as well, Christians United for Israel, as well as part of this network that we are discussing together. And then B'nai B'rith, a number of Jewish organizations that are very, very engaged and involved with us along these lines. So it's quite a network. Now,
there's actually a tour called a Together Tour that you're planning, and many are coming together, Christians and Jews traveling together. Going together on the plane, being together on the same buses, and right there in Israel. And tell us about that.
Well, the Canada Celebrates Israel Together tour is a very unique tour because our desire is not only to go as Christians to specific Christian sites, but as Canadian Jews and Canadian Christians, we're going to be sharing together the land, and dancing the hora together. Can you imagine dancing?
As you're talking, we're going to have the information come up on the screen, but just we've got a few seconds left.
So together traveling the land, and together calling upon the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as well as then we will be, there will be a delegation of us that will be present at the Knesset, Lord willing, being met by the Prime Minister as well.
CanadaCelebratesIsrael.ca is the website, so you can log on. You can find out more information about that exciting opportunity. Giulio, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Ron, and God bless you.
All right, stay in touch.
Now there are even more ways to join the 100 Huntley Street online community. We'd love to hear from you, so stay in touch with us.